Hi there, Adam from Adam's ADV Tours here in Mahahual, Mexico. And I'm going to do a little run through on how I made from leftovers, a wooden lifting bench. Because all bikers need to work with a bench, obviously, on their bikes. Otherwise you get back problems. So here's a few pointers to what we did at the bottom. The leverage arms, the lifting arms, and the frame, and they're all linked with a simple wooden curtain rod. So the frame is perforated, the lifting arm is perforated, a separation block of the same thickness, the leverage arm, and then it's a stopper on the outside. Yeah, so the things are not held together too tight, and obviously all of the joints have got plenty of grease in them. This is the lifting arm. It's 7 foot long, 2 meters 10. That was the leverage arm. And the two actual lifting arms have got a nearest Darnit 2 foot, more like 5 foot 10, 55 centimeter from center of the perforation at each end. So I'm now going to set the camera down and show you how I link this up to get a bike up on it. So first things first, lay it down. And then get the bike up on it. So, and as if by magic, the bolts for putting it together appear. These, where the leverage arm goes on the lifting arm. We don't want any threaded bolts where the wood's going to be working around the bolt which we're using as an axle or pivot. So, lift up the lifting arms. And then connect them with the bolts. And of course, at least finger tight the nut on there. And we'll do that both sides. Right. So the bike has magically appeared on a paddock stand, because when it's on the side stand, the leverage arm hits the left hand of the handlebar and makes it almost impossible to lift up. I need to step on this to pick up this end of the bench whilst pulling with all my might to pick up the bike. Right, once we're there, we'll take a broom, temporary, whoops, put it properly, temporary, as I said, just so that I can put down the brakes, then stand on the lever arms, and with the same broom, just in case, we give a pull back on the brakes. And now make sure it's sitting on those brakes well. Yep, it is. And then obviously I'm not going to trust just one system of keeping the bench up there. So I've also perforated through the lower frame and the brake arms. And I'm just going to put a bolt and a finger tight nut on each side. So now I'll show you a view we didn't really look at earlier. So here she is when she's up. These are nothing more than a U shape of two arms with a connector. They can be held up for putting the bike down using a bungee, and they've just got some blocks glued and screwed into a runner that's extra on the outside of the main frame, that runner, and just grease all of this and obviously do the identical on each side. There we can see the curtain poles and the connections again. The same here. And this one, this one I made stiffer with a support both up and down to make sure that there's no twist in this U section. And when one side gets lifted, the other side rises to almost the identical amount. So, there it is. Bike's good. Yes, there's movement in the bench. Yeah. And basically, that's what I made. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. If you use it, you will drop your bike and you will probably crush a body part. But I'll show you how I get it down without doing either of those. So here's the letting down part bit. Taking out the bolts, security bolts already. And I just reset the bungee so it's got more pull. And it's equidistant from the first stopper and the lowest position stopper. Yeah, equal out a little triangle there in the center. And yeah, hopefully that works better now. So, leave it down. Yup, the brakes are out of the way. Go and then use the rope. So, as I said, I love it, but it'll kill you if you use it. Have fun. And as a footnote, of course, don't forget to visit on Facebook. We're at Adams ADV Bike Tours. On Instagram, it's Adams_ADV Tours. And the website, AdamsADVBikeTours.com. Come on down to Mahahual and have a tour with us. Have fun, guys.